Greetings and welcome to Holidays in Music, a parade of Nantucket's pipe organs, also affectionately known as NCMC's 29th Annual Organ Crawl. I'm Lucy Haher, and I have the pleasure of serving as president of the Nantucket Community Music Center. Here at the Music Center, we believe music has the power to transform lives, and our goal is to provide access to music to every person on Nantucket through teaching, learning, performing, and listening. Holidays in Music is a wonderful example of this access, as you will see and hear phenomenal performances on Nantucket's 6 mechanical action pipe organs, ranging in the age from 185 years old to 9 years. Johann Sebastian Bach would have been right at home playing on Nantucket's organs, as they are the same kind he played. Now, mechanical action means that there is a direct mechanical link from the individual keys and pedals to the individual pipes. The only electricity used for Nantucket's organs is the blower, which provides the air. During Holidays in Music, you will hear and see 4 outstanding organists. We are very proud to say that 3 are NCMC faculty, one of which is a former student, as well as a world-renowned guest artist. So let's talk about the music. This parade of organs highlights music from the end-of-year holidays, Thanksgiving through the New Year. We will showcase the American flair of Thanksgiving, the festivity of Christmas, and the exuberant ringing in of the New Year. 400-year-old Renaissance music, Broadway show tunes, and a world premiere. Holidays in Music has it all. Finally, we're excited to dedicate Holidays in Music to a special lady, Susie Gerald. Susie was an inspirational leader in the formation of Nantucket Community Music Center almost 50 years ago. Susie's also the founder of the NCMC's annual Organ Crawl, and she recently celebrated her 104th birthday. Susie, happy birthday, and please accept this program from your NCMC family as our belated birthday gift to you. So sit back, relax, have a cup of tea, and let this very special parade begin.
Hi, I'm Isaiah Williams. We're at the First Congregational Church on Center Street. This is the 1904 steer. And let's get going. The first piece I'm going to play is the piece called Elfs by Joseph Bonnet, who was the first organ professor at Eastman, where I go to school. For the theme of this year, this piece, I suppose, is sort of Halloween-y, which is one of the... It'll be before you listen to this, but it was after we're recording it, so I'm excited. The next piece I'm going to play is the second movement of the First Symphony of Vasily Kalinikov. He's not a very well-known composer, but he is my new favorite composer, and this is my new favorite piece of classical music, the symphony as a whole. And I think that this movement is the prettiest, one of the prettiest pieces of music ever written. And it can fit into a lot of holidays because of that. And so I hope you enjoy. This, I should also say that this is my transcription of it, as it is an orchestral symphony and not written for the organ. Ready? Mm-hmm. The last piece I'm going to play here is the overture to the movie Oklahoma, or the show Oklahoma, by Rodgers and Hammerstein. I am playing a transcription I made of the version of the overture from the 1950-something movie, because I really liked that version of it, and I just really liked the way the songs, they intermingled the songs and the transitions they had between them, and I didn't find any of it to be too cheesy or terrible, which they sometimes can be. And Oklahoma is obviously very American, so this is Thanksgiving-esque. And I hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cutts, and we're here at the First Congregational Church of Nantucket, listening this evening to the Roche organ here in the Old North Vestry. This organ was built in 1989, so it's one of the younger organs on Nantucket, but it's still built in this sort of older mechanical style. So it's very similar in some ways to some of the other organs on this island. And the program I've chosen for this evening, I have titled A Very Franco-Flemish Advent. So I have chosen some music from the Franco-Flemish Renaissance, most notably Lassus, which many people may have heard of before. Advent is the first season in the church year leading up to Christmas. And what most people don't know about this season of the year is that it is the only season other than Lent that is known as a penitential season. So you'll hear a little bit of that tone in this music. It's definitely very somber, very inward looking, and yet there's this hope on the horizon that you hear from it. So I encourage you to listen for all of that, for the imitative sounds of this Renaissance music played on this mini marvel and organ here on Nantucket. That was Creator a me Siderum by Jean Titelouze. And that was a piece that was based on a line of plain chant. So basically, that was used as a structure throughout the entire piece. This was very common in Renaissance music, and that is sort of the style of Titelouze here. The next two pieces by Orlando di Lasso are a little bit more through composed, a little bit less of a cantus firmus or a voice that you're holding on to as structure, and more just free imitative counterpoint. So these are two pieces by probably one of the most prominent composers of the entire Renaissance period, Orlando di Lasso.
Hello, I'm Isaiah Williams. We're now at St. Paul's on Fair Street. I'm going to begin the program with a piece by Gabriel Pierné. He only wrote 3 pieces for organ in his life. I played the other 2 at my concert in July. If you, for some reason, want to hear me play the complete Pierné organ works. But this is the first one, titled Prelude, and I hope you enjoy. The next piece I'm going to play is a piece that I wrote for my improvisation class, which I suppose was in March, right before the world ended. And I named it The Celestial Clock, and it's I suppose fits into the New Year's theme because it's clock related, and I tried to make everything sound mechanical and like the inner working, like the gears of a clock. I should have also said that the piece I just played as you heard, sounded very wintry and stormy, and that's how that fits into this year's theme.
Thank you so much, Isaiah. Thank you. We're now going to continue in our festive holiday-ish idea. And this is upside down. Yep, just flip it. This is a tune that I'm sure many of you will recognize. And it brings us kind of back to the Christmas idea.
Mr. Grinch, I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk. Mr. Grinch, your soul is an appalling dump heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable. Mangled up and tangled up knots.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've moved. We're going to continue with our holiday spirits, albeit not so much the holidays at this time of year, but one in July. Hope you enjoy.
Welcome back. Here with us we have Alya Sweeney, one of the NCMC students. Alya, can you tell us in your own words what the music school means to you?
I have been at NCMC for so many years of my life, and I have so much left to learn, and I've learned so much from being here and being around so many people of different talents and different experiences. And I think there's so many varieties of different things, from Irish step dancing to rock bands. And I'm so excited to be here for so many more years of my life to learn more about myself and about where I want to go in life. And I think this place has taught me so much about just people and where I want to go. And all I can say is thank you.
Thank you, Alya. The crawl exemplifies in so many ways what the Music Center has been doing for more than 40 years, providing a place for Nantucketers, whether year-rounders or seasonal visitors, to nurture creativity, to foster curiosity, and to teach music skills at all levels to all ages. A heartfelt thank you for your generous contributions and participation to the NCMC. Please know this, that your support allows us to continue to enrich the community through creating essential connections and friendships through music during these challenging times. I encourage you to check us out on our new website, nantucketcommunitymusiccenter.org, our Facebook page, and our Instagram. We'd love to have you participate in our music adventure. But for now, let's continue with Holidays and Music.
My name is Carson Cooman, and I am here in the Methodist Church to perform a program of 4 organ pieces for you on this Thomas Appleton organ. The 4 pieces are all connected to themes relating to the month of December. This first piece by the composer Natalia Jespersen, who is from Denmark, is called December Piece, and I think it reflects some of the anticipatory joy of the seasons that come in the month. This next piece is a pastoral by the American composer Paul Page. Historically, the musical genre of the pastoral has often been associated with Christmas time, particularly in its evocations of rustic music and shepherd's piping connected to their presence in the Christmas story. In this piece, near the beginning and the end, we hear this organ's very gentle and beautiful oboe stop. The next piece is by the English composer David Matthews and is entitled Come Down, O Love Divine. In this case, it is included in this program to symbolize Advent and the sense of anticipation that that season brings. The main theme of the piece is a descending motive that moves from the top downwards. The final piece is based on the English carol folk melody Green Sleeves, which is commonly sung at Christmas time to the text, "What child is this?" In this very recent setting by the contemporary Italian composer Carlotta Ferrari, the Old English melody is put into the rhythm of an Argentinian tango milonga with a fast beat.
Good evening. I'm Jeffrey Cutts, and we're here at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation at the Second Congregational Meeting House of Nantucket, and I'm here at the oldest organ on Nantucket, the 1831 Goodrich organ. This is a beautiful historic instrument. It's had a few updates over the years, but the sound is pretty wonderful, as you'll hear in just a bit. I will be presenting a suite that I have composed, especially for this organ, especially for this event. And this suite is a bunch of miniatures based on A Christmas Carol. So we start, the inspiration was especially the characters of the story. So we start with Scrooge, we hear Marley and his chains, then we hear the three spirits, the ghosts of Christmas past, or echoes of the past. We hear the ghost of Christmas present, in the sort of jolly yet kind of sinister tune, and then the total day of reckoning, day of wrath image that we get of the ghost of Christmas future. And actually the inspiration for that is a cantus firmus based on the Dies Irae chant, or the Day of Wrath chant from Catholicism. And then we end with Christmas Day and the joy of the season and the reconciliation of Scrooge and the Grinch's heart growing 3 sizes that day, as it were. So here we go with A Christmas Carol.
Hello, welcome to St. Mary, Our Lady of the Isle Catholic Church here on Nantucket, and I am at the Bigelow organ, which is the last of our holidays in music organ that we're going to listen to. The Bigelow actually here at St. Mary is the newest of our organs on Nantucket. It was made in 2001. Just a couple of things about the organs here on Nantucket. As you've probably gathered by now, there are 6 mechanical action organs here on Nantucket. Nantucket is the only location in the United States where 100% of its organs are mechanical action. The majority of the locations in the United States don't have any mechanical action instruments, and Nantucket has 6. The other interesting thing about Nantucket is that it is also the location of the oldest continual American-built organ in existence in the country. Depends on how you look at it, but it would be either the Appleton organ there at the United Methodist Church or the Goodrich organ at the Unitarian Universalist Church. Both of those were built in 1831. The one at the Unitarian Church got on island earlier, but then the one at the Methodist Church. But anyway, oldest mechanical action organ still being used in the United States. And as you probably have gathered, the mechanical action organs are exactly what the name entails or implies. The only electric parts of the organs here on Nantucket are the lights and the blower that provides the wind for the instruments themselves. Everything else is a mechanical function. What you hear is because there are things happening inside the organ that are making this sound. That's also why you may have noticed that all of the keyboards for the organs are actually built into the instrument. That's because you need to have a direct link from the key to the pipe that makes the sound. This particular program, as I said, is the last of our 6, and the holiday this is going to be talking about, or you're going to be hearing, is New Year. And what I'm going to play first is a Bach chorale prelude that he wrote specifically for New Year's Day. It is In dir ist Freude, which would translated be In thee is gladness. So here we have Bach's In dir ist Freude. Now, continuing with our New Year celebration. This next one, there wouldn't be any New Year without this particular song. But before I talk about the song real quick, the one thing about the Bigelow organ here at St. Mary is that it also has a Zimbelstein, which is, I think Andrew's getting up there. So it's basically, one way to look at it would be a merry-go-round for bells. And what happens is the bells are on a rotor, if you will, rotating, and the wind from the organ makes them circulate, and so consequently there's little clappers that make that hit the bells as they pass by, and you end up with this. So a Zimbelstein, it's an attribute of an organ that's basically hundreds and hundreds of years old. Many of Bach's organs that he played had one. Obviously, they're not used a lot just because it's one of those wonderful things that a little bit goes a long way. But it's still fun, and I'm going to be using it actually here on this next piece. So, as I mentioned, no celebration would be complete without Auld Lang Syne. So this is a theme and variation by Eugene Thayer, who was a late 19th century American organist and composer. Spent a lot of time in Massachusetts, as a matter of fact. And what I'm doing here is getting myself together for this next one here, and we've got that. Yes. Okay. Yes. So, Auld Lang Syne.
amazing! Yay! A huge thank you to our wonderful performers and all those who helped make this program possible. And again, please come visit us at the Nantucket Community Music Center, whether online or in person. There is always a welcome here for you. Thank you for participating, and happy holidays from our parlor to yours.